Hello and
Hello.
welcome to Lands Unknown. My name is Will, and today we are joined by Miles and Jake from Let's Have a Booba.
Hello.
Uh,
And today on Lands Unknown Live, we are continuing onwards and downwards from our isotherms. Last week with Jake, we finished doing the winter isotherms. So I can get rid of some of this stuff to make it a bit. Oh, nope.
Ooh,
That does not help. That helps, even though it's kind of lavendery, so you can't see it as well. So we
nothing wrong with
managed.
lavender when you're with
No.
lab.
yes. Some marriages are fully built on lavender.
Lavender
Hello,
world building.
Kate.
What's going on here?
We've got Guy. Hello. Oh, that's Marigin. All right, there we go. My eyes were playing tricks on me. So yes, we worked through everything that is cold. What is fun is that this little island here, which we were just talking about before stream, is going to be largely EF. It is going to be cold all year round, which is very exciting because I believe in the winter, what is it? Where's the 18 line? It falls below 18. And in the summer, it is below 0. Yes, because of that cold current that is pushing water on either sides of it. So, I mean, along the coasts, it will probably be ET. But in the interior, it will be EF. So
Sorry.
that'll be
no. Someone had to do it eventually, so I'm glad it was one of us.
Sailwind. Oh, that's cute. Oh, so you can have trade winds modded in. That's nice.
Oh, I love that idea.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? Why is there this white line? Oh, it's probably on one of these layers. Yes, it's on one of those layers. Probably didn't erase it fully. All right, so today what we are going to do is we are going to apply elevation. We talked about that a little bit at the end of the last video. I'm just going to open up Illustrator and pull up that file. We agreed on essentially, I think every step is going to be like 500 meters. And in doing that, you are going to hit, I mean, the final step will be what, like 3,500 meters plus. And in doing that, you're going to be able to get the heights that you want in order to facilitate, having some people who live in
I already killed my
Altiplano
dream
situation
of having people live at the very top, but yeah.
There's something in the like orange areas kind of in there.
What is going on?
In the danger zone.
Welcome to the danger zone. And when we were talking about last time, I did highlight how what we were talking about in, I think, when Edgar's video, when we were discussing this, my gosh, opening Illustrator seems to be quite the hassle. What is this? Need inspiration?
No.
No, I do not need a chatbot trained on sweatshop labor to tell me what I need to do today. So, yes, these are these 500 steps, and I am going to be using this Illustrator file on the side to remind me about each of these heights. Tinguish, hello.
I know Tinguish's real name now.
Tinguish. Gwish. Tinguish.
I feel like the surname G-U-I... No, G-U-I-S-H doesn't even work if it was French. It's like, Tanguish.
Tanguish.
Guiche. Je m'appelle Guiche. Mon nom est Guiche. Okay.
Jean-Francois Guiche.
Oui, baguette.
Oui, baguette. Speaking of which, I baked bread this morning. I made sourdough baton. Because baguettes are a very specific long shape, and my oven will not facilitate that, so they are smaller. So now I'm just looking at where we are going to work through and start, and this will be okay. So the 500 is there. Yeah. So when we're looking
I think
further,
okay. This is you are meaning to share this.
I am
'Cause
not.
I couldn't see what you were
I am
referring
showing
to.
this. I am not showing the Illustrator file.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
referencing it on the side. So I am going to, let's slap that. No, that doesn't work. Yay. Okay, that's where I wanted. So what we're going to do is shift our isotherms to adjust for changes in elevation. I am going to be making paths on the side and producing new isotherms, essentially. We're only going to be doing it when, you know, there's like if we can't get the little loop around it at this scale, then we're not going to do it.
Fair.
If you wanted to do closer regional maps and whatnot, then, you know, that would be for y'all to do. But we are going to start working with elevation. We have... So we can start down at the pole here. We were thinking about how we wanted the elevation to scale. What I was talking about before is that when we're thinking about elevation in... I'll just make this elevation summer path layer. Just one sec.
Can you call this a pole?
Huh?
You said down at the pole here.
Oh, sorry, down at the equator.
Okay. I was confused. I was like,
I am drinking coffee out of my mug. Mugs unknown.
Mugs.
All right. So down at the equator, we're going to start down at the equator here. And what we were talking about yesterday, last time.
Yes, oh my God.
I'm doing great, team.
We can tell.
Last time on Lands Unknown Live, we were talking about how the 6.5 degree change for every 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters of elevation is an average. In some places it is lower, and in some places it is higher. So here, we were thinking of making it lower, just to, and there's a couple of reasons for this. One, if it receives, you know, a lot of insolation, if it's out in the tropics, it is probably going to retain more heat. The other thing is moister air stays warmer. So that was another thing to consider. And in this region here, we could have like a altiplano, like Lake Titicaca situation, where it's like, you know, 12 degrees year round, up at like 3,500 meters.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, since we're starting at 24 degrees, we would probably want it to scale about like 3 degrees per kilometer. And that's more or less what we get with the altiplano near the equator, right? So that's kind of what we're going to be working with. You can change it as you see fit to kind of get outcomes you want, but usually more arid regions tend to be at the higher end of that scale, like closer to the 6, especially when they are up further north, right? So starting down here, yeah, with the 24, we have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 meters. So 4,000 meters is our white zones. I don't think we have any white zones down here, so we're not going to necessarily get to 12, but within the, and we'll see how small we can kind of make our isotherms, right? Because we are working on, you know, this scale, and we can't make it necessarily too detailed. I mean, I can go over it later. I mean, I can take the pencil and make the pixels smaller, so we can try that. So 2 pixels, that could work. So we are going to add the next isotherm below 24 would be 21. And that would change at 1,000 meters, and 1,000 meters looks to be this very light green color. So let's go to our layer here. We are going to go to that 21 degree isotherm. And we can just sort of go around within this 24 zone and kind of circle up all of those sorts of sites. And again, this does not need to be particularly, I don't think the word accurate is good.
Detailed?
But it does not need to be particularly precise. Thank you, Miles.
You're welcome.
Yesterday was a mystery.
Yes.
And again, if you work on a more regional map, then you would want to provide more detail. I think, you know, the desire to make all this detail in a map is, like, at such a small scale, is not, I don't know, it's very time intensive. And I mean, that's what Edgar was doing. And I was like, well, you're taking all this time to like go into like the very minute details, and you've got all your mountain ranges and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely increasing the amount of work. I mean, you don't have to do it later, but then also he didn't really want to work on the whole world. He just wanted a single part of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're thinking about your own projects, you can think about your scale. So I'm just going to stroke these on the 21 layer and see what it looks like.
Oh,
that is not ideal.
Ooh.
I think I used the wrong tool. Let me get back to you. Pencil. And it did not have the color I wanted. Let's see if this works.
I hope this isn't like a weird question, but will these, because it's based on the altitude, will these stay the same across the 2 seasons?
Down here they will. Also, altitude is different than elevation.
It was going to happen at least once today. Elevation.
For everyone in the audience, elevation is surface level in relation to a point, usually sea level. So that is what we are measuring. We're measuring the surface from sea level as elevation. Altitude is the difference, you know, between 2 points, just in the air. So, you know, if you are saying, oh, well, a plane is flying at X thousand meters, that is the plane as a point above the ground that we're talking about, or sea level, usually. Supernatural ecology, hello. And also, supernatural ecology, what is this about the Yellowknife incident? I don't remember talking about Yellowknife, besides last stream. Last stream I talked about Yellowknife, but that was just because I was reminded of the comment that you'd left. You?
We'll
I'll
see.
see soon. Wow, ominous.
Wow.
I'm never going to Yellowknife. You cannot make me. All right, so we have these little 21 degree isotherms there.
This is when David announces CopyCon
Oh,
next year. Helen.
The flights would be insane.
All right, so now at 2,000 meters, it would be 18, I suppose.
Hmm.
And I think that's probably the smallest we're going to get in. Just keeping in mind that it would get down to within a 15 degree isotherm. Yep.
There's some flavors of like the pink in there, but like of course the scale is just far too large for it to be like kind of accommodating for it.
So we can get in here. I don't want to start there. I want to start over here. And of course, there's going to be some distortion just because you can't.
Oh, my skin.
Because we also don't want it to like kind of run up against. So if I stroke this subpath. Yeah. That kind of works. All right. I don't know why it got so narrow there. Oh, it changed to 1 pixel for some reason. I don't want 1 pixel. I want 2 pixels. Or else it just looks too grainy. There we go. That's better. Yeah, we're not going to be able to fit anything inside that. All right, so that is this. Up here, we have a different issue because this is 27, right?
Yeah.
And this area in here, this green area, would be shifting that isotherm. So we would want to push it down into these lowlands. And how we are going to do that is we're going to find the path that we use to make it. And then we're just going to alter that path. We're going to go to the layer it's on and alter
We
that
can
path.
change our destiny.
We can.
Yes. If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?
And we're going to do that everywhere. All right, so if it's right on this, then we can move it to the edge here. I'm going to add some more points.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move this one out a little bit just to kind of respond to that. If it's on this 500, we can also kind of move it in a little bit. This would get pushed out here. This is on that line, so it would get pushed out. We have it along here as well, so we're going to push it down here to the edge of this range. We're going to do a similar thing with a 30 in a sec as well. This is going to go all
stricter.
the way down.
This is such a good Bouba.
It is a very good Bouba. Oh, it is not Bouba at all, but it's very Kiki. Well,
I think it's very Bouba.
It is very Bouba.
It's Bouba-ish. We're also going to, we can push it up a little bit in here.
Boubaverse.
All right, so we are going to... All right, and now we can stroke that path there. Now we are going to switch to our 30 here. And we're going to get rid
Oh,
of that. But I believe I still have the 30 path somewhere. Do I have a 30 path? Yes, I do. Wonderful.
aha.
So now that is going to be pushed inwards. What we wanted was... There we go. And then
Oh.
that is going to be...
Boom.
Move it here. And move that over here. All right. So that's more or less what we're going to do with this.
It goes from being like, obviously, like there are loads of ellipses in real life. Like I can't walk 5 meters without seeing an ellipse. But like I feel like when you do it, like when you add these levels of adjustment, it's like it goes from looking like something I could imagine choosing to draw to like, oh wow, like this looks proper.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's proper wobbly now.
Yeah.
Ooh, come on, Mr.
Probably.
Bobbly Wobbly.
All right. So now we are going to extend these, right? Because this is where it changes along here now, right?
Yeah.
But now we need to go up to the 2000, which is the orange, because we're around this part. We're still, where are we right now?
That's what the 24, I think.
Yeah, I'm just checking what our latitude is. 30. Where are we now? Yeah, we're closer to 30. So we're gonna... How much do we want to change it? I think we can keep it in here. Let's see. Let me try. Let me
Would
check
it
something really
follow?
quick.
Are we worrying about the mountains on the other side yet, or not?
I'm just hitting the mountains as we approach them.
Okay.
So we have do we have a... Oh, okay. How high is, say, Truckee in Nevada? Because that's about 40 degrees. It's a pretty, somewhat, you know.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. How elevated is that? 2,000 meters. Great. It's a kind of a continental climate, but I mean, that high, we're probably going to get it anyway. I'm just thinking about up here in this region, right?
Mhm.
Like, what are we going to start to see in there? You know, does anyone know what Truckee is most known for?
I don't. I've never heard of. How do you spell Truckee?
Truckee.
Mhm. I think I know, but I'm gonna let Jake do it as the see
All right,
if
so
they know.
17 at...
This is it not in California?
It's in
Nevada.
Oh, it's in Nevada County.
It's on the border. But yes, it's spelled like Trokey, but instead of OCH, it's UCK. But I think it's for it's like the Donner Party, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the Donner Party.
That's
Cannibalism. But up.
That's where everybody died of dysentery, and then they had to eat them.
Well, they were also dying of starvation.
Also true.
That is, yeah. So that because there's Donner Lake in the Sierra Nevada. That is the other. So let's just see what we got up here. So it is daily mean 17, and then minus 2.3, and 39. So then if we go to very quickly here. This is the heuristics of world building that we're doing. I'm just checking somewhere near the coast for a point of reference. Hey, that was really close. Mendocino, California, which is just south of Fort Bragg.
Oh, there it is.
And they do not have Copen there, so maybe we'll go to Fort Bragg. Which is probably known as Fort Liberty because it was named after a Confederate general. Wait, that's the wrong Fort Bragg. Yes, here we go. It's the city of Fort Bragg, which, you know, similar story.
I got Eureka climate at the CSB, and that's maybe about like a little bit closer to the Oregon border.
All right, and what's the elevation of it?
2,000 feet. Oh, never mind. That's like
2,000
12 meters from sea level.
2012 meters in Eureka?
No, just plain 12 meters.
12 meters.
Yeah, so very not great.
Very not great. So let's try something else here.
Not good enough.
I think there are multiple Eurekas. It's not just in Nunavut.
They found it multiple times.
Yeah. It's pretty great. They did a good job finding Eureka. All right, so 25 to 17. That is about, and that was 2,000 meters. So, yeah, we can continue with about 3 for now. That works out what we're looking for. So, what we're going to do here is, I mean, I'm just going to end up erasing the whole thing, and then it is going to be redone. It's 24, right? Yeah. Unless there's some part of it that isn't going to be restroked, but it doesn't look like the case. All right, so we are going to take this and
Oh, wow.
warp it down here.
Swoop.
Swoop. I wonder how good of slides these little isotherms would make.
Okay. So this is going to be coming down here. And I mean, we can just have it kind of come around here as well. All right, so we have that there. It is also going to be coming down around here.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Though I do want to duplicate this very quickly. I'm going to keep, that's not the, okay, I'm going to duplicate the path, and I'm going to add one for elevation just so I can refer back to this, the previous one, just in case. Okay, so this is going to come down. I mean, of course, along the coast, you know, there's going to be some slight variation, but we're not going to be too concerned.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
like I'm doing these sort of one at a time, so usually I can remember. But there's a lot of stuff going on stream. Sometimes I get distracted. Sometimes people say elevation when they're not supposed to.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Very. All right, so that's going to come down there, and then we are going to need another one.
Yeah,
A little extra loop.
A little loop-de-loop. Swirl. Oh yeah.
It's a game changer.
Oh my god, I'm no, I'm gonna say what I'm going to say, but speaking of like game changer and shows and stuff, one of my new comfort shows has been Forged in Fire, which is a blade smithing reality show competition.
Oh yeah,
short form, and it is iconic. And I mean, they do like these random like tests for the swords, and this one dude, after each of these tests, in like the most like serious voice, he's like, "It will cut, it will kill, it will slice," and it's been like so vocal stem like unlocked like fully, like it will kill, like it's nearing on like the fatality, like sort of like energy.
See, my version of that is like from Halo, where it was like double kill, triple kill, overkill, killing spree. All right, so now we have these 24-degree isotherms. No, so this is
a like a hippocampus.
This is the 24-degree isotherm. These would be more 21 degrees, which is good. So I'm going to stroke those on the 21 layer. So that's subpath. Just getting all over the place here. All right, so then this one, which I have, yes, great. So that is now the 24-degree isotherm, and that is going to be stroked on that layer. Great.
I've just received a very interesting text that my friend needs somebody for fantasy football / soccer, and I get to be a part of the draft. I'm so excited. Oh my god.
Where is my 21 isotherm here? Oh, that's at my south. 21 isotherm south. Where's my 21 north? There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to duplicate that path. Yes. Because we already have a bunch of 21 in other places. So now we are going to erase this, because we're going to get it stroked again. Oh, doesn't go back to there. Nifty. I mean, that part's probably not going to be in the end map anyway. And if I erase down here, yes, great.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Brilliant. So now I'm going to go to my new path for elevation. And I just want to check. So where my 24 isotherm path was here, because now we're still doing 3-degree differences, right? Yes, great. And the 3-degree is going to happen with another kilometer. So this was moved out along this green area. So this will then be shifted down to the orange along here. So yeah, okay. So this will be an interesting one because how are we going to do this? If I bring it down,
Hmm.
okay, so if I bring this down, because it should essentially cover all this. Yes, so it would link up. So it would come down here,
Mm-hmm.
and then we would have another loop in here.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to make that other loop. Oh, shoot. All right, so great. That is going to go over here. I'm not going to have it be as severe. All right, and then over here, I'm going to add a point there, and then I'm going to add a point here. I'm going to delete that point. Boom. Oh my goodness. Oh, and it needs to come down into here as well because we got some pink in there.
Mm.
Because it gets
That's
cold
one in the
into
pink,
these
though.
regions. That's okay. I'm not gonna.
It's actually two.
Yeah, there is two. I'm going to do that so I can.
Ooh.
Whoop. Oh, nope.
Me, when the 100-meter wide hollow sphere of basalt with copper and quartz inside starts rotating 100 meters in the air due to geomagnetically induced currents in a nearby copper deposit. I wish I was well informed enough to work out what was going on there.
Is this the Yellowknife disaster? That seems wild to me. And
Maybe
goodness.
the real Yellowknife disaster was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, that was so funny. My ear thing popped out. There we go. I'm back. All right, so we have. This is when these sorts of things start getting a little unreasonable, but that's okay.
It looks like an elephant or something.
Sure.
I mean, something with a large nasal thing.
Boskus.
And then where
It
was
also
this
had slug
before?
vibes. Like if slugs had claws, we should add that to the world.
Yes,
Okay, so
write that down.
Right.
21 divided by
Claws on slugs.
you should probably change it to like 4.5 or something like that, but that's okay.
4.5 claws?
4.5 claws. Oh, and we're still doing a 3-degree difference to 18 now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, so many 3-degree differences. I'm looking forward to getting to 6-degree differences. So, all right, let's. All right. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Great. Now with this 12-degree isotherm, the every change will be, so that will be a 3 degree to that. That should be, shoot. That needs to be lower. I didn't get it down as far as I needed it to. All right, let's try that again. I needed to get it to the end of that green area. I may have to move out the other one a bit more. It shouldn't have been to the orange, it should have been to the green. All right. And then where's the 24 here? That is too close. It's always going to be a matter of going back and forth. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to be... We're just going to be bringing this in more, just so that we can stroke the lines closer. Boop. That should be fine.
There are slugs
Now-
with teeth, so maybe the teeth could become claws.
Teeth claws.
We'll see what Bib says.
I mean, I think Bib would be pretty chill about teeth claws,
I think so.
given Bib's tenure with teeth claws. Okay, we're...
The new show from the Meridian, Tenure with Teeth Claws.
Tenure with teeth claws.
Academia-based horror.
That would be fun. I feel like
I'm sure you can make a good horror movie out of it for a few $100,000 and then make bank at the theater.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All you need is a massive warehouse and a lot of nothingness in it.
There we go. The back rooms.
Literally, yes.
The teeth rooms.
The teeth rooms. The dentist. Those are more
That's
teeth
the
cubicles, though. They're not rooms.
The horror of nondescript business parks.
I love those those kind of like areas where it's like innovation district, or it's kind of these like just like normal ass like honest buildings that like have just like really generic names of like startups in there, and it's like I don't know what you're doing in there. You're just like keyboard catting it up doing something.
I don't know. You can like make a company that has a couple like unexpected letters in the name.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, you call a company Joker, but have the E be a Y, and then, you know, go to a venture capitalist firm and be like, we innovate innovation.
Yes.
We streamline
Synergy.
future synergies, and people will be like, yeah, that slaps. That deserves a lot of money. And then you do your IPO, and then you make more money, and then and you make gangbusters, and and you go
Like a
home.
big old Michelin man you have to defeat and everything. It's a whole enterprise.
And then the
You
company
could
collapses.
say we are elevating elevation at the moment.
We are elevating elevation.
We are elevating the competition.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, we value 8.
Okay, now we are at 18 again. And
Oh, that will look like Switzerland a little bit.
all right, and we're going to have another one of these scenarios where it's going to be a loop-de-loop sort of Because if we look at where this 24 line, where'd the 24 go in my path? If we go to the 24 isotherm here at 2,000 meters, which is the orange line, it should be 18. So we are going to have 18 all in this orange area here. And then 18 is also, so it's going to come down along this coast. It's going to come down along the green and then shift to the orange. Okay, so let's... There'd be so much more variation in here because you've got like all sorts of
little ridges and such.
Yeah, so but let's look at because the 24 is going to be at -6, and then but the 24 also rides over this pink area, which would be -9. But that would be a 12. No, yeah, we don't have a 15. So we would just have a 12 degree isotherm, but I don't think a 12 degree isotherm needs to go in here necessarily.
Yeah.
So there will be just a big space there, and we'll just have to use our imaginations.
Imagination. I started the first episode, which I did not know was like a full-length movie of Anne with an E, and she was very good at using her imagination. And
That's pretty cool.
it's a fantastic program so far. For those of you who don't know, it's like a modern retelling of Anne of Green Gables, and I get all that stuff, and it looks really good though. I haven't watched anything else I think yet, just because like I don't know if the other episodes are just like that long, but like starting that at like 10:30 at night was the trudge.
Okay, so as it comes up here, it would join that. Oh, okay. No, I don't have to do this. Wonderful. Okay. So
Right.
that'll go here. I may want to, because this comes down. No, because this breaks it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So, because this would then.
But how does it?
Yeah. Yeah, because this needs to connect to that. Because it's going around here. And then it's going to, because then this is going to come out. Or there's going to be something going on in between. Great. So then that. Because if this engulfs yes. So this is engulfing that. And then we need to change this because it would not be, that would be colder. So we need to come down here to encompass that. There's, and this would need to, no, that is going to be some pockets. We're going to make some pockets out of that. This would need to be in here. But then that would go, because that's over here. So then, yeah, okay. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. That just kind of just surrounds the old dude.
All right, so that is exciting. I am going to add the next isotherm around these like pink areas. I think that will be appropriate. It is nice. 12. That makes sense though. Okay. Because 3,000. Yes. Let me check the illustrator real quick. What time is it?
No.
So 3,000 is, oh, the one before pink is 3,000, and then the white is 3,400. So yes, we will be doing the next isotherm in there. Yeah, at the very least. But let me check something here. I'm not sure if you'll get. Oh, I mean, in the winter it'll get cold. How cold will this get? Yeah, I get to about 12, I think. If we use this, if you use this pattern, and how high does this go? Let me just check our layers here. Okay, so 30, 60 is about 45. Yeah, it's gonna start getting colder in the winter for higher up. Probably see more ice year round up there, so we'll increase the shift up there. Yeah, we'll increase the shift along these areas. All right, so we have these, and this is the 18. That's the 18 line, and we've moved it all into this. So I'm going to erase everything to our white line like we usually do. And then we are going to stroke those paths that we have made.
Do we need to worry about the mountains on that other side, or?
Oh, yes. Yes, we do.
Sorry.
No, that's important. Here.
I didn't want to be like, gotcha. But yeah. I'm like, I know where the mountains are.
Unacceptable. Don't like that. There we go. That's nice. Okay, cool. Someone's got a buzzsaw in the background.
Sorry, that's me.
Hey, you need to turn on your
Your
sound
background
muting.
noise.
Yes. And then we can go back.
My
to
one is on. It's just that it's that loud. I'm going to close the window.
This I'm going to move. Oh, nope. Gonna move that in a bit. And then
I
go
think
to my
it was some
21.
kind of aircraft.
Yes.
Aircraft.
It's
Great.
not a usual degree of noise on my end, but yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Maybe it was the Yellowstone incident. Wait, wrong one.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, yeah.
Okay, so let's. I don't like
What's
these.
going to be the third one? Yellowstone,
South
Yellowknife,
ones down.
then Yellowstone, and then
Okay. Let's do.
maybe the Yellow River. That would be a good
Ooh.
ending to the trilogy.
All right, so 21, 4,000. Wherever you 12. So that would bring it down to 9. I think that's a little too. We'll loop the 12 down, and we'll probably get the 6 down around some of these points as well. All right, so 18 is all the way up there now. Minus 12 needs to go higher on this. I'm just reorganizing my paths here. All right, so we do not have a 12-degree isotherm going down that low at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to duplicate that path there. All right, so it is going to be going along this green area. Probably we're going to kind of have it come out, and it's going to get to the green area around here. Okay. So let's do let's have it come down. I mean, it'd probably have to be further out here. Because at sea level, it's going to be like that. And we do have to move it around here as well. It's going to be going down there too. I just would prefer to deal with this one first. Okay, and then we are getting to here. Great. All right. Because that is going to see a more significant decrease. And then in the 21, yes, because we hit there. You know what, we'll do the 6-degree difference up here. There, okay. So now we've hit there. At 18, yes. So then at 21, it is going to be around our pink ones in here.
Mm-hmm.
So and I'm just going to check our other one here just to see if we can get it all the way around. And I think we can. And how's that look? Okay. I mean, you've got another area in there. I don't know if we want to necessarily link all of it up, though. You know what? We can. Let's just do that. Let's link it all up. And then goes back to here. All right, and then we are, where's 18? So 18 is here, so it'll be going back down. To there, and then probably going around here until it gets to, this goes along the coast there, so, but we'll probably make it go along there until it gets here. Okay, so we are going to now, oh shoot, nope. That path can go away now, we can get rid of that point. That goes all around there. And then we need it to go down here as well. And I think on this coast, like what I did over here, it's very important for it to have that six degree difference because of its higher elevation. So we are going to make it hit about here halfway down and then the orange all the way down. So let's get rid of that there. I mean, these mountains are probably, I mean, for the elevation, are probably going to be rather mild.
Mm-hmm.
And we already did all our continentality checks last time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all going to be cool. That is not cool.
That is fun.
Oh my
Great.
gosh, that is squiggly.
All right, so now we're going to go down to our
Squiggly
12
now.
layer, and we're going to get rid of all the other stuff like we normally do.
She went to the school
This
of
is
squigglery.
this is the age of squigglery. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Wrap. Okay. And then we move on to the 6 degree isotherm, which I do want, I probably will put that in here. I don't think I'll be able to drop it in here, but it will come down into this area.
Oh, there's a bit, I don't know. There's a bit that I don't think was erased on the, from the, near the coast at the top, just at the top of the mountain range.
Oh, I see a little bit of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that little.
Okay. So where are we here? When we think about
The squiggle density is very high, and it is
the squiggle
pleasing
density
to me.
is very high, yes. I'm just thinking about yeah, I'm just gonna think. So, yeah, I do want the 6 to be in some of these spots because you are going to have peaks and areas within these white zones that are over, I don't know, because like our final step is like 4,000 meters plus, right? So we're going to have stuff in there that is over 5,000 meters or close to 5,000 meters. And it's in those areas where you're going to have glaciation.
Mm-hmm.
And like that is where your ice fields are essentially going to come from. So like if we think about like the Alps and stuff, for example, like this is a pretty good equivalent for like the Alps. And so I'm just thinking about just checking. Yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, I mean they're living at 1,000. Living at 1,000 meters. What is there? And there's no climate information. That's frustrating. All right. Yeah, because it is going to be the stuff up there, which is going to have glaciers and stuff. And I do want that to be somewhat represented. So if we can, let's... And that's the thing. We do want some of these distinctions to be represented, even if they are not as significant here as we are presenting them.
Mm-hmm.
Because part of it is about conveying relevant information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And, where there are going to be glaciers is probably good information.
Quite useful to know.
Yeah. Stroke path. Okay. All right. So now we are going to move on to our 6-degree isotherm. What time is it? 11. We're doing it for an hour. This should be done soon. I only have 3 isotherms left. I may have to add more though, so we'll see how that goes. Because what we can do with this one is boop. Oh, come on. We can bring this one in and pull it down. And then it can hit the orange here.
There we go.
Okay, and then that will be skirting along here in the north. And then it will be coming down here and it will go along the orange. And then it'll hit the pink. And then we want it to gather the white spots in there. I mean, it may make sense to make this its own little circle, but what is this?
Glacier.
Well, that's presumptive of you. So we're gonna be going over here. And
I feel like I don't think Nat's watching this. If you are, hello. I don't think that we gave clear enough instructions necessarily at the time.
I'm not blaming Nat. Why would I do that?
We have to do all these calculations and figure out if that glacier is supposed to be there. She could be.
There we go. I mean, there's probably a glacier there, to be fair. All right, so all that's coming down, and then I'm going to have another one in here.
Circle.
Circle, circle. It looks like Nauru.
Or a
Nauru.
skull.
Or yes.
Okay, so now we're going to go to our 6-degree isotherm, which we have been dutifully scribbling here. And we're going to go back to that point like we usually do. We're going to come along. Yeah.
Also, Nauero now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Nauru. They changed it back.
Stroke. Pencil. Great. And now I want to do that one. If you can't explain something, it's magic that's now gone dormant. Okay, now we have... And that kind of links up there. I don't like that. I mean, regardless of what I do, there's going to be some sort of linkage, but there are some that I find to be more preferable than others. Yay! Okay, that's fine.
Oof.
All right, so I don't like them overlapping with the ones next to them. I find that to be... I do like there to be like a pathway through, just to make it kind of clear. All right, so that was our 6-degree isotherm. Now we go to 0. I mean, I'm not sure if we need to necessarily do anything with the -12 isotherm. We may do something with the -12 isotherm. But now we're at our 0. Oh, I mean, we could probably do something up here with it, but... All right, so now we're at our 0-degree isotherm. I'm going to make a new path for that. I don't know if I made a new isotherm for my 6-degree one. It's not as complicated necessarily. All right, and it is going to be in here. It's going to be over the orange stuff in this area. I need to check what's under this glacier. So I'm just going to look at the Illustrator file. You're not going to see me looking at the Illustrator file.
Me and Miles haven't seen what's under the glacier in the Illustrator file.
No.
Nothing.
For all we know, it could say...
No, it's all...
Hello?
It's below... It's below sea... It looks like it's about 500 meters above sea level. So I don't know why you'd necessarily... You'd have a glacier up here in this area, but you may not have a glacier in there.
Let me check the map that one's based on. Because I thought that the tectonics suggested that there would be mountains in that direction, but I'm not confident enough on the way that was done. No, it's not that one.
All right, so we're going to add our 0 in here. Let me just check. Because up there is thousands, that'd be 6, and it overlaps with this a little bit. So, yeah, so we're going to pull that out and just have it down here. Wouldn't probably go that high, though. Boop. Great. So that is now boobed together. Great. There's that. Over here at... Yeah, so we would have the 0 in here for sure. So let's have that in there then. Because we do. Especially up there, we would have it. So we would definitely have the 0 up here. Because this is, okay, so we'd have it all in there, and I'd probably have -6 further up. You'd have a glacier up here if you wanted. And then if I'm working on what's under there,
yeah,
then
I'm waiting for the image to load still.
This would kind of go along here. And then
My computer's like, why are you trying to torture me with a huge image file?
Also, hi RNA Petrichor.
Oh. Hello. All right, so we got that. I don't know if I'm going to actually bring this down anywhere. I don't think that's particularly useful. I mean, I will restroke it just because I've already done it. And I need to keep track of what I have done and what I have not done. See, I thought it would be a good strategy to do streams at like 10 a.m., but I'm not so sure. I think it works for other folks.
It's the exact opposite of what I do.
All right, so now we got all our 0s in there. Now we need our -6. Couldn't be you. Beg to differ. Looks like you. Okay. For the sake of it, I'm just going to do that. Because that's where the elevation is, so we're going to pull it over. Where's my nice 6? All right, so we're going to pull that over there. I don't think we are going to be altering where this isotherm is. We are going to probably make another one, though, in here. I'm just
Okay.
looking over here.
I finally managed to open this file.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, I think, new mountains.
Oh, in here.
I'm trying to work out if they're old or new. I think they're new.
Because there is a stretch of new mountains there. It's just there's on my file. Let me switch to let me switch files. One sec.
Is there a gap?
There is a gap. There's a
Oh
Gununga
yeah,
gap.
that's also in the map. So I
Okay,
think
well then I can represent the new mountains being there, but there is
Okay.
also a valley, like a between the two, pretty significant
Okay, cool.
valley, and that I mean, ice could flow into there, but it's not gonna.
No, that's fine. I'm sure I can't quite without a key, which obviously is a major downfall as always. Oh no, we did have a key. We said that there was ice up there, but we hadn't done this sort of level of detail.
Exact. Yeah.
So
Right.
we told him to put ice in the valley. Unfortunately.
Oh,
Or
okay.
them.
Well,
Them. Sorry. Yeah.
all right. So I'm not. So that's the -6 isotherm. We have a -12 isotherm. I think I'm not going to be making a new -12 isotherm. The other thing I am going to do is put some -12 up here.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's put some -12 up here. Boop. And I can check the -12 here. I'm going to stroke the path. And then I thought this was going to hug that green line more closely. So I will change that. I will make that change just for fun. Let's do there we go. All right. I don't mind that. And what is this? That's the 0. So let's go back to the 0 layer and just erase this line and then restroke it. Whoop. Bam. Okay. So we have now more or less done your elevation isotherms for the summer.
Yay!
Hooray!
And then we are going to work on the much more difficult
Beautiful.
winter.
Yay!
Because there are more lines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This one's going to be a pain.
The curl density will be tighter.
Yes. And like, so for example, on this line, I may just create a new folder and work off it because it's going to be more difficult because there's more to keep track of. So for this, for example, like if we're here, we have a 12. Wait. Let's find a more reasonable one here, right? So here is 6.
Yeah.
but that is already at 1,000 meters. So I'd have to shift this line down to be closer to sea level. And then this line would move in to the 1,000 meters. And then at this 2,000 meter line, this one would move down.
It's all just cascading effect.
So it all like all of this will just get, you can't see me doing it with my hands, but all of it just gets dragged down by this huge complex in the center, which will, this will make the surface of your planet very cold, just because you have this huge range there, which will drag everything further south. And like you will in these white areas in here, like the white and the pink areas, like you're going to have peaks with snow all year round. You know, in the white areas, you'll have glaciers, alpine glaciers, because, you know, like the Alps are in this kind of area, right? Like that's reasonable for that to be there. That's fine. And usually the glaciers, I mean, the glaciers of the Alps extended from peaks that were around, I think some of the highest peaks are 4,800 meters tall. So from the peaks of 4,800 meters tall, the glacier would come all the way down to about 1,000 meters because it was able to accumulate at the top. And so how a glacier works is you have the ablation zone and the accumulation zone. Between that is kind of the equilibrium line. When the accumulation, which is like the amount of snow that is turning into firn, the firn is then turning into ice. When the accumulation exceeds ablation, the ablation is the sublimation, which is the shift from a solid to a gas. And there's also melting, so the solid turning into a liquid. So when that ablation, and there's also calving. So calving is when like parts of a glacier come off. That's usually happening in the sea, though, or like a lake or something like that. So when ablation is larger than accumulation, we say that a glacier is receding. So it's moving back the equilibrium line. When accumulation exceeds ablation, it's going to move the equilibrium line down, and that is how we sort of a growing glacier, or so like the glacier is not moving up or downhill. It's just that line is shifting. So depending on how much precipitation we see in this area, right, when we do that, I guess next time, we are going to be able to see how far these glaciers extend. Because if you have a lot of precipitation and, you know, up in the, whatchamacallit, up in these alpine zones, you've got a decent, you've got decent height and stuff. We could actually extend the glaciers, for like, like a couple thousand meters down. And if we do that, then we would lower the surface temperature, right? Because the surface temperature above a glacier, like 2 meters above a glacier, is quite cool.
Yes.
It's going to be around zero, right? Because the sublimation of the glacier and the fact that there's ice there is going to just make it cooler. So glaciers, when you have growing glaciers, they actually create the conditions for their own growth, right? So you have this feedback loop where it's like it extends, it gets cold, and that allows it to extend more, to build up more, to accumulate more. The same thing works in reverse, where if a glacier is melting and it recedes, then the ablation zone shifts up and it kind of creates the conditions for further recession. Yeah. So I'll probably make a new layer for that. But in the meantime, let's remove that for a sec. My goodness. The pathway for doing this. There we go.
I made a marble cake that I have yet to cut into, that I will go and have some of.
You're going to have some marble cake.
Yeah,
That is a
should
good
I-
way to venerate the sun.
Yes.
Should I bring it up to show people, or will it be too weird to watch me eat it?
You can show people it. I don't know if you want to
Mhm.
eat on stream. I can show people my bread. So,
Yeah.
we can do some showing and telling.
Let's do some showing and
Um,
telling in 5 minutes.
For a good part of the Carboniferous, there are massive glaciers on Gondwana. Yes, it was, I think, like during the Carboniferous, where we had giant bugs,
No.
it was also very cold.
Mhm.
There were huge glaciers. I think some people are talking about like the amount of carbon. Yeah, anyway, there are some conflicting opinions that circulate online about how bugs and things work. But we are going to praise the sun. There's the great green dragon, upon whose body which we live, and whose tail, golden tail, is the glimmering sun. So on this stream, we are going to go and venerate the dragon, and praise the sun. I'm going to do that by getting some more coffee. People can get juice or tea or whatnot accordingly. You can also smash that like button. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so, and to do the winter isotherms.
If the tail is the sun, do they have theories about what rain is?
That's the, I don't know, the sweat from the potagium.
The
I don't
sweat.
know. Dragon sweat.
Cheers.
Ugh.
Jake's not back yet. All right. Hello, Miles.
Hello. Oh, it's so loud. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oh, now Jake's back.
I was self-conscious the last few times that I was the last one back, and so I gotta make sure I had time. The cake, I managed to cut it in a bit that wasn't very marbled, but I mean, it's clearly got two distinct geological layers.
Let me see.
Ooh,
Here.
it looks great. Oh my god.
You can see all of the dimpling and stuff on it from the
It looks fantastic.
sourdough. Yeah.
It looks incredible.
Thank you. One thing I'm good at.
Oh, not the one thing.
All right. So, and also, before we get started again, I wanted to thank everyone so much for their support on the recent video.
Yeah.
I was really happy to see how well it did. I was surprised. I mean, you know, I think it has like 80 likes right now, which may not be a lot for some people, but for me, that's pretty big. So, you know, getting 80 or so likes in a week is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I thought that was neat. I thought I did a good job.
I
And
did
for the World Building Festival, I'm making 3 paintings for the states, not straight stream, sorry, the polity chart stream, where Nikolai is going to join me, and we're going to talk through the polity chart. And I have 3 example societies, and these societies are descendants of the AAZ people. One of them is going to have chariots. So I am going to draw more chariots and capals a year later, and we're going to see how well I do.
Yes.
Every year I'll draw some chariots, and we'll see how much I have progressed. But one of those societies is going to be in this month's sneak peek. So if you are subscribed for any of the paid tiers as a member of the Speculative Geography Guild, you are going to be seeing one of those paintings next Friday. And I think they're the I don't have the IPA in front of me, so I'm just trying to remember. The Khushkatum. So Khushkatum. I think it's supposed to be an adjective. Yep, there we go. And there's a syllabic nasal there, but otherwise all consonants. Very excited. So let's get in there. And so let's go. Cake. I feel like I had another loaf that was nicer looking, but that loaf was eaten for breakfast. So, all right. So I made an entirely new, whatchamacallit. I made an entirely new
layer
group for the elevations, and I'm keeping the winter isotherms as their own thing. I'm going to go into all these, and I'm going to see if it'll let me adjust. It will not let me adjust. So that's kind of annoying. I already saved the file, so how about this? I'm going to go into all of these no, then I won't be able to tell which isotherms are which. I will make those less visible. Now we can see the difference, so that when I go through and start erasing these and moving through them, I can see where the old ones were. And like before, we are going to start down here at the equator, not the pole. And we have that here, so we can start. I'm probably going to do these on the 21 degree south, 21 degrees Celsius south layer. I'm going to go into these paths, going to make a new path. First, let me organize my paths because they are not in order.
Oop.
And that is difficult to do. You mentioned that you were on a stream before. How did your stream on Conlangery go?
It was very fun. So, George had organized this relay. I don't remember how long ago, but our release date for the result was on Monday, and Georgia usually does stream Saturday mornings at 9 Eastern. So instead of his usual stream, he invited all the participants of that relay ring to kind of just discuss their process and such as. And yeah, it was really fun. Like hearing a lot of folks' different approaches and such to the craft, I guess, is always enjoyable.
It was fun because there were so many of us who knew each other. Like it was me, Miles, Jonathan, Bib, Soton was in that one.
Juno was there.
Yeah. Oh, and Agma. In terms of the ones that people who aren't which I can't work out whether I don't think of us as being niche. I think of us as being small, but I don't know. Oh, Nemo, you absolutely should make a Conlang showcase.
Most certainly.
I would
Everyone
say,
should make a Conlang showcase.
When I was trying to prepare for the Pankashku one, I just watched as many that I could find that I remembered enjoying, and I tried to copy all of the style things that I felt were helpful.
Okay, so
with
now
small beans and Griffin's sweat, you can make a delicious coffee.
Griffin sweat. Hey, it's dragon sweat. Dragon sweat. Great green dragon.
In my mythology,
you're deviating from your creed. Maybe you should have a Conlang showcase. Don't know how to present it properly. Usually, I don't know who set this, but usually it starts with a reading of an amount of text so people can get kind of with a gloss, so people can get kind of a feel for the vibe you're going for. Then, people usually provide a bit of context for how the speakers are sort of situated in the world, where they live and who they are and what they do. Then usually it's phonology, and then, showing grammar. And if they have a written system, then it kind of goes through the orthography of that. Though, depending on your language, I don't know whether it would make sense to kind of go into that too much. Yeah, but that's what I would kind of recommend. Does that seem reasonable to y'all?
Sounds about right.
I think when I did mine a while ago, I think I put my text at the end, if I remember correctly. But it is good, I think, to have sort of longer sort of thing to read out, to kind of give those phonal aesthetic vibes and just immerse one's audience in the sounds of the language, so to speak. No pun intended. I think the former educator in me is always very not particular, but very kind of understanding of kind of they take one's document of grammar that you own and then just kind of what's it called, mapping that onto a small little PowerPoint, more or less.
All right, so what I'm wait a minute. So what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to do the 24 quickly, and I'm just doing it to sort of make space.
You're
And
really
we will-
holding space for this.
Yes. I find that because in my dissertation, I'm talking about monuments. I'm talking about the political efficacy of monuments. So like how, like what are the political effects of monumentality? And I've used the term holding space to refer to how monuments occupy space for certain politics, which is not how I think most people imagine it when they use the term hold space, but I think it is very funny. Sort of co-opting that language in sort of a sarcastic way or an ironic way.
Definitely think it adds more flavor to like just like the pros of it all.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so these are the elevation isotherms. I'm working on the right layer. I'm working on the right path. This is good. And let's change the color. What color do we want here? I don't want to use a color that kind of resembles. Let's use blue. Let's use a dark blue. That's wintry.
Indigo.
Everyone's being Australian now.
I will say, yes, we are down under indeed. I've been on a camping.
Well, we're down, but not under. We're downside.
Downside. On the downside.
No.
We
are not the isotherms. No, they're not. The thing is, it's not the Rotic ones. Don't sound Rotic. It's the.
It's the non. Yeah. But the new drag name on the streets is Cath Gay Straight, which I think is hilarious.
All right. Now we're going to work with this isotherm here. So this is our 21 isotherm at sea level, right? But what we are going to notice, and again, we're just going to go back to this white layer. I mean, the white bit isn't all that important, and it's not going to be around when we're working on it. So
yeah,
what we're doing is we're going to move this to essentially sea level, or, you know, if it's to an elevation that is more suitable for it. So that is going to be going along here, because anything that is actually in these mountains is going to be lower than 21. And then in here, because it is on this, it is going to be shunted down. And we're going to add another point along here to make it go along. And we'll probably shift it like this. So that is now where our 21 degree isotherm is going to be. I'm just going to make sure I'm on the right layer, and then we're going to stroke that as well. Great. This is, now I'm going to remake our 18 here. We don't have as much 3 degree isotherm steps, which is nice. We're going to get rid of this here. So we're going to be restroking it with this indigo color. And this is also, we are probably going to engage in the squiggling.
The squigglement.
In this area down here where there is that orange color, there is some of that. Well, we have 2000. So that'll be a 6 degree difference for down there. But then we also have that 3000. So the 3000 is, you know, going to be that like 9 degree difference. But what we are going to do is essentially put a point here and put a point there, and then get rid of the middle point so that we can bring it down. So it's going to be on the outside here, and then we are going to be bringing it in to there. And I think that we could loop it around. I don't, yeah, we'll probably loop it around. And then it can continue on its merry way this way. So it's going to come down here and loop through there. This is rather regular, which is fine. We can have it be straight and regular.
Some
Here,
things
though,
can be straight.
some things. So we are going to move that down here because it does gonna, or we can make a point and curve it around. Just for fun. Yeah, so that is now our 18 here. And we can stroke this path. Do we have any orange in a different spot? I mean, we do have it over there, so we could do that. There we go. All right. Now we're going to move on to our winter. Going to move up. I misspelled north on that layer, so it's north. We're going to stroke in here. We're going to erase in here just to, because we're going to stroke over it. We're going to go to our paths. We are going to make a new layer. Sorry, we're going to duplicate the path, and then we're going to manipulate the path that we duplicated. You're going to end up with a lot of paths, which is why it is important to organize them and label them. So as we come down here, see where this is down there? Based on what we've been doing before, anything that is 2,000 meters at this elevation is going to have this shift. 2,000 meters is the elevation. 2,000 meters at this latitude is going to have this shift. So at surface level, this is going to be creeping around, but it's probably going to creep down to, and let's make a new point, and then we are going to delete the one in here. So we want this to kind of creep down, like, because there's going to be a bit of a shift. So we'd probably want it to be around where the, 500, it's going to come down here around the 500 meters elevation. About halfway between these two, it's going to be at the 1,000 meters of elevation.
Mm-hmm.
So here we want it to be about 1,000 meters, which is that light green. But by the time it gets down here, we want it to be at the 2,000 meters, the orange. So it's going to be surrounding these areas. Or we can have it curving around here. I think this would probably be a better idea. We can have it curving around here and then coming back. Oops. And then we can make one going around here. That'll be a better idea.
Yeah.
Over here, though, I think we should just kind of pull it in over this. I think that would be a better idea. So we can make a point between them, get rid of it. So down here, it will be orange. We don't have any orange down there, and this orange will probably be that color, but we can pull this. Yeah, we'll probably delete this too. We'll pull this around here.
Oh, goodness.
because it's halfway between. So when it's halfway between two isotherms, you want it to be along this. Well, you want to figure out what your different elevations is. So if it's shifting by 6 degrees every 2,000 meters, then if it's halfway between the two isotherms, it is going to be going around the 1,000 meter line. And you just want it to remain consistent with what steps you decide you're doing for different regions based on the parameters that we talked about earlier. And that is 2. That's fine. All right, so it's going around here, which is good. And we have that over there. So I think this will be the end of our 12-degree isotherm. Okay, so that's being stroked there. Where's my pencil at? 2 pixels. All right, and then we want to move to our other subpath, and we're going to stroke that as well. Now, we are going to move to our 6-degree isotherm.
Hooray!
Yay.
If it lets me duplicate the path, which it will now. And I'm going to move up here where I spelled north correctly. And we are going to erase this. This is where it's going to get a little more involved, because now we have 2 regions we're working on. Like, if you're just working on one region, like what I would recommend, if you're just working on one region of your world, do the baseline isotherms for the whole thing, and then specifically do the elevation for the place you want to do your climates for. And then ignore everything else until you want to work on it, and just show people regional maps. This is my message to you. All right, so down here, this is a 2,000 meter difference. This is where the previous 6-degree isotherm was. So this is where we can draw in a 6-degree isotherm. Boom.
Slug that doesn't have claws.
A slug that does not have claws. We can go over here. We decided over here that we were going to do a bit more of like 1,000 meters would be a 6-degree shift because it's at a higher latitude. We can work up there in a moment. Down here, we can see how it kind of, where is it? Okay, so there, 6 degrees. This orange area is going to be shifted. So we are going to create a dot in here and then delete that. And remember, this means sea level. However, none of this is at sea level. So we are going to be shifting these points. So sea level is over here, and it is this color. But this stuff is not at sea level. So we need to move these to represent the higher elevation. So we're pulling them down anyway. They should be between these two. We should have it at the green. And then it will be steadily shifting to the orange by the time it gets here. And just because this is so clumped together, this will be going along here, just as close as we can get it. And then between these 2 points, it's going to shift back to the green. But this gets kind of close, so we're just going to keep it going along the coast until it gets back to where it's supposed to go. Right. There we go. Up here, we're in a little bit of a different situation because this would just be going along the coast. So we're probably just going to keep it where it is for now. But yeah, so this was pulled down and we added that. One one thing we forgot to do over here, 24, 21. Oh, yeah, because that is the 24 on the inside here. So we need a 21 in there, which we forgot about. So let's go back and do that. Because that is also 24. That's not 21. 24 is on the inside. And the 24 should have been maybe further down. So let's... Okay. Let's move this out just so that we can represent the shifts that we're going to be seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And then we want in here. That should. Right, so that's 21. This is 18. That looks a little wonky. Great. I don't know. We're not going to be able to get that deep into it just because of the. I didn't like that. Just because of the. That was on 18. All right, great. I mean, some of these places are going to get to like 12, right? So, but we just can't represent it with how much space we have down there. All right, let's get back to the isotherms we're working on.
To defeat
The Huns.
Oh, Mulan.
Oh, goodness.
I really like the cartoon. I thought the cartoon was quite good.
I feel like for me, like Disney does not hold that special place in my heart for like compared to like the other folks. Like, granted, like I'm talking about like not like Disney adult level, but just like the normal general like adoration of Disney. I just don't feel that. It's not the most happiest place on earth, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like some of the old cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what they've done with Star Wars is pretty cool because it made me actually care. Which, you know, mixed opinion. But the only reason I knew about anything Star Wars prior to the Disney stuff was it was just in the air.
Yes, quite.
You know, I guess when I was in high school, I looked at some of the novels because they were in the library, and I just read a lot. So I read about some clones doing some clone stuff, like doing war things and thinking about their individuality. But that was not the tool I want. That's the tool I want. But like, you know, Rogue One's cool, Andor's cool, Mandalorian's cool. All right, we're gonna pull these down. Now watch it on its 50th anniversary, Mulan.
Oh gosh.
I'll watch Mulan on the 50th
Star Wars, I
anniversary.
think.
All right, so
Star Wars. That would make a little more sense, I think.
What makes more sense?
Like for it to be the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, not Mulan.
Oh.
I don't think Mulan is 50 years old. I don't think Mulan is a 70s movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more of a 90s or early 2000s movie.
Oh yeah.
Mulan is as old as I am.
Aw, Jake.
Wow.
In fact, it's slightly older than me.
Oh no. All right, so this is going to be on the green line here. And then it's going to shift to the orange. So let's shift it to orange. And then it's going to be a pink down there. Do we have any pink down there? Ah, we do have some pink down there. All right.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is just going to become a jumble of lines. We're not going to have to do that little like circly thing, I don't think, though.
Mm-hmm.
Great. There we go. And I don't think we have any space to add in the 0 degree isotherm to either of these places. There would be 0 degree isotherm in here for sure. But we just can't add it in. So, we'll think about that and we'll think about what this will be. But it will probably be BS. Yeah, maybe a BS or BWK up there.
Mm-hmm.
If it's desert. And then we have to do over here. So, what is going on? Okay. So we're just going to get rid of some of these points. We are going to get over here and we are going to shift it down. And then this is going to be going around essentially the green here, but it'll probably be traced along the yellow. Here it'll easily go along the green and then reconnect. Cool. That was easy. In some ways this is easier because we're just shifting the lines further down than they were before.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the other one was a bit more
Winter is
involved.
going to be harsh.
So we're going to duplicate that path.
No.
All right, so -6 and -6. All right, so we're going to erase here. And we're going to erase along here to there. And again, we're not going to be able to make smaller points in other areas. But I don't think, like, down here isn't going to get to -6. There are probably some areas in here that would be -6, but we just don't have the space. If we start here, we'll delete this, delete that, delete that. So this is going to be coming into here, down to here. It's going to be going around the green. So it's probably going to follow kind of along there. And yeah, then it's going to be on the other side here.
Squiggly.
I don't like that squiggle. That's a better squiggle. Okay, great. So it's going to squiggle along there. It'll probably move. These will probably move. Oh, nope. I want the direct selection tool, please, not the path selection tool. Is this sea level? More or less? I mean, we'll probably want to change it because there is some variation. Because that green here is 500 meters above sea level, so probably going to pull that down. Now we're down here. So here it's going to be going to be in the green area by the time it gets there. We'll probably want it to do that. And then this one, yeah, it's going to be in the orange, but we'll keep it down there. There we go. Yeah, here it's in the orange. So it goes green around here. It's orange down here. There is this gap in here. So we are going to be coming back around. I'm not going to be able to capture that in this. But we are going to shift it down to green, so we can get the green around here. And then it can go back to the orange. It'll stay green around here. And by the time it gets back to here, it will be orange again.
Mm-hmm.
And then all this stuff is orange. That would be pink. I don't know if there's any pink in that area. The pink is in here, and it can't really get in there. But we can get it in there to kind of represent that. And then it'll definitely go around all this stuff. And then it'll... this is sea level, so let's get rid of the... Yep. I want to get rid of this point first. All right. So... Come on. Great. So that's sea level over here. Get rid of that one too. All right, so then this is going to be going kind of along here, along this green, and then it's going to go down to sea level. And that looks kind of wonky, so let's get rid of that. And we'll just connect them. It'll probably look fine. There. Okay.
Nice.
So we'll now stroke that path with all the squiggles. Very squiggleful.
All the squiggles.
Oh my gosh.
Squigglicious.
Squigglicious. S to the Q, U, I the double G, L, E, squiggle, don't put this down.
I want to do this.
Oh, I'm so lame. Oh my god.
There we go. I like that better. All right. Now we're going to move on to the -12. The King of Spain, you've always honored, of course. I don't know. Not a anti-monarchy action over here. Maybe legally you have to say you're honoring the king. I don't want to jeopardize your... I assume saying mean things about the king is treason.
Yeah, we're in some weird... Wait, maybe? Hold on.
All right, so we are going to be starting over here. And it is going to be shifting to here. Whoop. Okay, maybe this one needs to move back. There we go. And by here, it's going to be orange. Yeah, so it's going to be going along here. And then we are going to be petering out to green and then back. And again, this is... Oops, shoot. Just going to pull this out. just because it's supposed to be at sea level. This is sea level, more or less here. So we can make it go in a bit here. Not that wonky way, but we can make it do that. And then this will come a little bit out. Now we have to deal with this, which is not ideal. And that's kind of sea level, so that's fine. So now here, we are going to be, so for this line, it is going to be, no, that does not help at all. All right. It is going to be on that green area. And then, oh no. But this is orange, so, and by that point it would be this color. It would be down here. So then we're just going to be following along the inside of this line. Getting some very Bouba shapes in here. I mean, it's not doing the best job at actually, because like this white should be, this white spot in there, that elevation should definitely be within this, but just because of how clustered the lines are, we don't really get the best representation of what's going on. And then that would be green.
They should talk to Glad.
Glad?
The LGBT media representation.
That's what I thought.
All right. So we got this coming out. Great. All right. So that's all this now. How many more isotherms do we have to do? One, two, three, four. Yes.
Okay. Yes, we're getting there.
We may need to add some more, but we will. How many more? How much more time do we have? We have enough time. We can do it.
Yeah, I think so.
We can do it.
I believe in you.
I was ambitious. I was like, we could finish this easy and then start doing climates. And it's like, no, we can't.
Yeah, I was thinking, maybe not. Oh, I saw the Odyssey in the last week.
Oh my god! I mean, I didn't, but like, how was it?
Oh, did anyone else see the Odyssey? Who's meaning Jake?
I watched a lot of Odyssey content without having seen the film.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
I would rather live it through other people's experiences. I got very into the Emily Wilson review drama. That was fun.
That is, I mean, I think that I don't think that helps the classics any. If you want my opinion on knowledge mobilization and public communication, I think that was that dropped the ball. I understand, like, there are a lot of classicists who,
yes.
So, you know, I did English and medieval studies in my undergrad. So, like, you know, I did like Beowulf and the Song of Roland and like a lot of that kind of thing. But I was also doing it like alongside media studies, and like adaptation is like a thing. Like, I engage with a lot of Shakespeare and stuff like that. I mean, Shakespeare's not medieval, is very much modern. But like, you know, people do their own takes on Shakespeare all the time, and it's fine. Like, nobody... I think some of the best depictions of Shakespeare in movies is like the Romeo and Juliet, where they've got like the guns that say like longsword or rapier or whatever on the side. I think that is
Yeah.
that is pretty dope. And what is this? What's going on?
Ooh, Tingwitch. You saw it in IMAX.
Yes, I also saw it in IMAX.
Ooh.
It was very cool.
I did hear about the 4D adventure of watching it. I mean, like Jake, I think you know like who I'm talking about specifically, and, and I mean like I would be terrified to be in like the moving seats. I don't like I didn't like go to like Hollywood like studios, Universal, whatever, to like go do the movie. I just wanted to like eat my popcorn and not have it just like spur all over the place.
I honestly think being splashed with salt water in a cinema would have made the experience for me.
No. When I was a child, I went to Orlando Universal when they still had the Nickelodeon like stuff, and they made me go sit my family in the Shrek 4D movie, and I was just already done. Did not want to smell the swamp nasty and get sprayed with like bug. No.
Bug.
You just get sprayed with bug.
Yes, spraying with bug.
So Nemo and Tinguish saw it, which is excellent. Emily wasn't so much criticizing Fairly, so I love when she bites back. I mean, I don't think Nolan was criticizing her unfairly or anything. I mean, yes, a lot of people were criticizing her translation unfairly, which is quite silly. Because I've read her translation and it's fine. I do like how she does focus on slavery, because slavery is a very important part of the ancient world, and oftentimes other translators used euphemism instead of engaging with slavery directly, and I think that is cowardly and doesn't actually represent the source material very well. So you know, I think she did a great job at that, and all these people online who are, you know, suddenly very interested in the Odyssey don't really know what they're talking about, and you know, haven't read, you know, yeah, I don't think they're particularly interested in understanding it. What I do think, you know, as an academic, is like people are going to see the Odyssey and they're really excited about the, you know, they're excited about the Bronze Age. They get excited about the classics.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's not the Bronze Age, it's an Iron Age poem. And they want to engage in that material. And I think that's cool. And that should be like encouraged. I don't actually see very much of her work, like her actual translation in Nolan's depiction of the Odyssey. What I saw was a lot of the Aeneid, actually, because like you don't actually see much of the Trojan War in the Iliad or the Odyssey. You get a lot of that in the Aeneid, and what's interesting about the Aeneid is that Odysseus is like the villain, and I think that was very much taken up in this, which was compelling. But there are a lot of classicists who are like reviewing it and criticizing it because it's like not what they would have done. And that's not media criticism. So I don't find that to be particularly useful. And not understanding how like adaptation works.
I do think with Wilson in particular, I can imagine it's very difficult because her translation was like talked about a lot around the context of the film.
Yeah.
And so if people felt that this was like inspired by her translation choices, I can imagine that being a very frustrating thing.
Yes, and I don't think it I don't think it was. I think he may have read it. Maybe that was the translation that he had read, but like I don't think it's I don't see her translation being particular. Like he's not doing like a faithful recreation of her translation. Like, you know, he made his own dialogue, which was probably the worst part of the movie. If he had used her translation for the dialogue, that would have been much better. But I mean, I don't think he's I don't think he's known for his dialogue. I don't think that's Nolan's jam.
No, Nolan wants to make a beautiful picture.
Yeah, so.
Because, like, is this his first film since Oppenheimer, or is there one in between them?
Now I see Nolan's Odyssey as they wanted to tell a story and chose the Odyssey as the setting.
Quite.
It's an Odyssey.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I think the people being annoyed with, people being annoyed with adaptations of the Odyssey is kind of as old as the Odyssey is. So it's very much fitting. All right, so then this is going to be green around here. All right. Oh, no. Because, yeah, it's going to have to come up all through here. Yeah, we're going to have to add some more isotherms, sadly. But I did like... and like Sinon. Sinon specifically is a character from the Aeneid and not from the Odyssey. And so then that was Elliot Page. And Sinon was great. I really like Sinon. I thought Sinon was a great part of that movie. I really liked Robert Pattinson in the movie as well. He was an excellent villain, antagonist. I really enjoyed Menelaus, who's played by the guy who does Shane from The Walking Dead. Like, he was pretty good. And I do think and like when a lot of people were criticizing, I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but when a lot of people were like criticizing, I don't know, the armor and the visuals and stuff like that from the Odyssey, I was kind of, I don't find that particularly compelling. I mean, among the Greeks themselves, they saw this as kind of like a heroic age. It's kind of outside time. I don't think, like they didn't know what the Bronze Age was like.
No, yeah.
They're writing, the poem is very old, and then they're writing, centuries removed. So like, arguing that like the armor is not like proper Mycenaean armor. It's like, well, like they didn't know that. The poem itself is very anachronistic. So I wasn't particularly moved by a lot of those criticisms. I was more interested in, it's like, how are they going to show hospitality? And hospitality actually ended up being like the crux of the movie, which I thought was particularly compelling. Like Nolan's making this point that like, I guess the breakdown of norms is what, is destroying society. And it is the Greeks who did it themselves through Troy. So Troy becomes this kind of like original sin. And he's very much, as Nemo mentioned, is like commenting on like contemporary stuff. Through it's being commented on through the Odyssey. He's using the Western canon to kind of like make this argument about, and I think he's critiquing, the kind of Trumpian politics that's currently going on. He is, let's grab this in there too. He is critiquing, like the breakdown in international norms and things. And I think that's what he's doing. And a lot of the people who don't like the movie because it includes, non-white actors and trans actors and stuff like that, are also the people who this movie is like critiquing head on.
Oh my gosh.
But they don't even get that because
they're not media literate enough.
Yeah, they're not media literate, but also they're not going to engage with it just from the get-go, right?
No.
But like it's pretty much an indictment of those people. The people who have like statue heads, marble heads in their profile pictures and pretend like they know anything about the ancient or medieval world.
It's the people who debate translation choices by pulling up a dictionary and going, well, this word isn't in there.
Like I don't do Greek, I had to do Latin, I had to do like Old English and Anglo-Norman and stuff like that, but it's just like these people are alien to us. Like they had very different ideas about how the world was. I mean, they're still human, but like they are different from us. So like you always have to make choices when you are translating these things.
It was quite curious because one of the criticisms, or I don't know if criticism is the right word, someone claimed that they felt quite taken aback by a translation I did in the relay. And then it was the same translation that Juno pointed out as one of the points at which, like, my translation is very clear and concise compared with what was like before. And it's possible to use different words to express the same idea.
Yes. I will point here the Tinguish. I really liked that whole scene. I really liked the visuals of turning them into pigs, and then the visuals of turning them back, and then yes, them awkwardly shuffling out afterwards was very funny. I was really amused by that. Weakest criticism of the movie. The criticism I find genuine is that there are no Greeks among the cast. I mean, yeah, I think like if this is also more like we're not necessarily talking about the movie as the text itself. We're talking about things around it. But I think, yeah, if other people, like, if I was given truckloads of money to make an Odyssey movie, I probably would have included a wide variety of people from the Mediterranean in making the movie. If you could, I guess, maybe share with me privately on Discord or something like that, or if you say who the classic scholar was, so I can find that later. I'd be interested in that. Miles is sharing. Read 4 different translations of the Odyssey. Just saying Greek and translate it myself. Yeah, no, I think that's interesting. I mean, I've read the Wilson one and I think it's Flanagan. I've read how many do I have over there? I have like 3 translations. Just because I don't know, I found it interesting. I mean, I read the Iliad when I was in high school, because again, they had it in the library and I lived in the library. So I do find it interesting, and how much of the stream is actual work? I mean, most of the stream is actual work. I'm just keeping myself amused while doing this process.
Yes.
We've reached
squiggle party
saturation.
But like, like we're doing squiggles.
Yeah.
I mean, I did the whole. It took it like an hour and a half to do the first one, and this one we've been doing for about an hour. And I'm not going to be editing these isotherms. I'm going to be making more isotherms down here instead. But like, I can vamp about my opinion on the Odyssey while doing this. I mean, it's not that demanding of me. So we need to make some new ones in here. Do I want to include these? Yes, I am going to go for broke. We're going to include all those. No. All right, so where are we right now? I'm going to deselect it and reselect it so I can go along it.
Yeah, Matthias, you have a very like classicist, not classist, like upbringing. Like I feel like you are very much surrounded by like ancient civilization discourse throughout your whole entire life.
Yes, library life. Oh, cool. Nice. I will check that out. Yeah, I really like the Iliad much more. And like, I find the Iliad to be quite interesting when read alongside the Odyssey, because essentially, like, in the Iliad itself, it starts with like Achilles' wrath, and it is very, it's a story about Achilles, but Hector is the best. Like, he is excellent. He is, I think what the Greeks of the time would think of as a good man. And it ends with his death. Right? Like, it is very much, he is the second best warrior on the field. But he is, kind of the best of the Greeks in a way, and he is the one who dies. So I do find that like kind of particularly compelling. What are we doing here? We're bringing this in. And then when read alongside the Odyssey, because in the Odyssey, it is not Sinon, it is, I believe it is Achilles that, it doesn't go that far, that Odysseus speaks to in the afterlife, which I think is a, very interesting thing. And like in that, Odysseus is speaking to him, and Odysseus is like, hey, like you got everything you wanted, right? Like you, you wanted to die young and be famous. You got to die young and be famous. Look at you.
Nice.
Never trust anyone over 30. Like, you made it. You did it. And Achilles is like, I was wrong. I made a mistake. I messed up. This was not kind of like what I wanted. And so even within the Iliad, there is, I would argue, like a critique. In the Iliad, I think there is like, I think the poem is uncomfortable with, how I think a lot of people try to read it. But down there, it needs to get in there. Okay, so this needs to be on the green. This is going to be on the orange. But yeah, what the Odyssey is critiquing, or at least complicating our understanding of the other poem, which I think is good.
I love learning about it. I just have I've never read the Odyssey or the Iliad or any of this, so I'm just like absorbing this for just like the tea that it is. I'm very intrigued.
This, I don't think I did that well.
It's so big the Odyssey for the tea that it is.
Yes, because like I guess I just learned that like Circe, like the book by like Madeline Miller or something, like that's about the Odyssey and stuff.
Yes.
It's a part of it.
Certainly.
Learning.
And
I guess
then,
I do need to read more, but I guess August 12th here is like a big like book buying, it's like National Buy a Book Day, more or less. So like I guess people were out like buying books, and I didn't buy a book because I don't know, I just don't want to read the book right now. At least I don't know, but I could buy a book. I could buy a lot of things, but maybe a book. I don't even know where I was going with this.
okay, so I want to do this instead. I want to go around here. So, okay, so this is essentially going to be like our cold boy isotherm in here.
Yes.
All right, so then
Crack open those cold ones
there.
with those boys.
Has to be a little loose.
Yes, well, please lurk as long as you would like. There's no limit to lurking. Ooh.
Yeah, Achilles
I'm
neck.
trying my-
Thank you, Nemo. Everyone likes the Iliad more. Great. Everyone has taste. Yes, Achilles is like, this sucks. Yes. I think he's like, I'd rather be a slave to a poor farmer than king of the dead. I think that's what he says.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing. Bro, be careful of your wife and those suitors. Murk them as soon as you can. Yeah, because he got home and he got murked by his wife, which is very much in the in Nolan's adaptation. Strong notion in the afterlife and less of a happy one. Yeah. You can always lurk Huelos. All right, so we've got our 30-degree isotherm down, which is great. I think we're going to get the 36 down around this. And this needs it too. All right, we're going to do it over here.
It must be so cold now.
Very cold island here. There we go. All right. So now we are going to, where's my, I think the next one's the 36. Do I have a 36? Yes, I do. I should have a 36. I definitely have a 36 layer, don't I? Yeah, I do. But I don't think I have a path for it. Whatever, I'll just make a new path. All right. I think this should be the last one. I think we should be able to finish this out by 1.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to put anything. I mean, you could kind of put it in here, but that's fine. I think it's more so needed in this area and then along this range here.
Listen, some Agapus is really strong, Mateus.
I feel like, by contrast, what I did it in my like sixth form years was very much not highbrow. Like the book that we read for Spanish was like Water for Chocolate, if you know it. Like it's like post-boom Spanish literature about like the power of food in a northern Mexican household.
I mean, it does sound interesting-ish.
Oh no, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not like me reading the like not even like obviously in Spanish there are equivalents to like your Shakespeare's and your
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
That but I did not read those and I have not yet read them. And maybe one day when I have infinite time and more interest, if I ever develop it, I will return to tradition.
Return to tradition. I did see, what was it? There was someone who, I think there's a YouTube video I saw that was comparing, I think, Northman to, what was it? The Odyssey. And I like Northman. I thought Northman was fun. My wife did not like the Northman. However, we're also rewatching True Blood, the HBO vampire series True Blood. And what I love about True Blood is Skarsgård is in there as a vampire Viking named Eric Northman, who was turned into a vampire 1,000 years ago, and he plays a Viking in Northman. So my way of watching that movie was, so when Eric Northman in True Blood is turned into a vampire, like they kill, when you get turned into a vampire in True Blood, they drain you and then they give you their blood, and then they have this ritual where they bury themselves with you, and then you arise the next night. So I imagine while he is quote unquote turning, he has this trippy dream, and then that is the Northman movie, and then when he arises as Eric Northman the vampire, who everyone knows and loves, who's better than Bill Compton. These are true facts. There we go.
Look at her.
So we have I think that's it. So we went. So you can see the underlying strokes there. But now we have our winter isotherms and our summer isotherms, which is fantastic because now we can, in the next stream, go in and apply our climates, which will be fun. Something that we can now note is how cold some areas get. I mean, we already did our continentality checks, so everything is fine. If there are issues in continentality at this point, I still have the baseline isotherms.
Yeah.
And if there are any issues, it's just because of the just at the scale we're at and how these things are like overlapping, right? Because, you know, we wouldn't actually have any continentality issues if we were applying it on like such a small level. But yeah, we do have like some pretty frigid, like, you know, like -30. I mean, the -30 would be more in this, like inside this more, but things were being pushed. And this may seem quite cold, right? You know, we may be thinking that that is pretty cold. However, if I go to my temperature mapping document, I mean, what is, like, you know, this is our equivalent of like the Rockies, the Himalayas, you know, this kind of thing. And there we go.
Oh.
Is that sea level? Yeah, so that's sort of like a sea level thing. I mean, we do get like the issue with this, the difference with this one is like what is that again? Is that 30? Is that 60? I didn't have it on. Maybe a little cold in some places. But so here, for example, where's our 0? Yeah, our 0 degree isotherm does come pretty far south. However, it is coming that far south at elevation. So there's going to be levels up here which are going to be below 0 in the winter. And the 0 degree isotherm, you know, on Earth right now, so with our you know, like over 14, you know, around 15 degrees Celsius global average temperature, it comes down over continents below 40 degrees. In North America, the 0 degree isotherm comes down to like 35 degrees. And in East Asia, it comes down, I think at its lowest point over elevation, around 30 degrees. So our 30 degree isotherm, our 30 degree north latitude is here. And let's just flash it. Yeah, so it comes down to about 35 at elevation. So this is not abnormal, right? It's not outside the kind of realm of possibility. It's pretty well measured. So if we go to -6, then -12, -18, -24, -30. So if we see how far the -30 comes down, and that's because there's pink and white in here.
Yeah.
And like the white is over 400 meters in elevation. Oh, over 4 kilometers in elevation. So over 4,000 meters. And that is at our, I don't know. Oh, it's about where Vancouver Island is. So, you know, high 40s. Almost 50 degrees north, right? I think we're like 48 or something like that. And, you know, we have parts of the Himalayas that get quite cold in the winter. And I think the negative 24 degree isotherm regularly drops down to about 50 degrees north in East Asia. So, you know, we're at a similar thing. But the issue is like East Asia at 40 degrees, at 50 degrees latitude north doesn't have like a, you know, very large, tall mountain range. That is further south in the continent. So like, you know, we're sort of adjusting. So like, you know, yes, like we can say, oh, this is very cold, but that's because of where the mountains are and how tall the mountains are. Topography does not change over time seasonally. I mean, the topography doesn't get higher and lower depending on the season. I mean, you know, if a mountain
Well, if it was all made of bronze.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it may melt. The whole mountain may melt in the summer, and then you know,
Yeah.
so that may cause it. But yeah, no. So they're what we do have, and then up here in this area, what do we got there? I think we have 6. Yeah, so we were able to fit in the 6 degree isotherm. We weren't able to fit in the 0, but that is just because we have limitations based on the scale that we're working at. So there are areas up here which would be glaciated, and we'll represent that in the climate map.
Quite.
Yes, if the elevation changed with the seasons, then that would certainly not be Earth-like. That'd be closer to magic. So let's. All right, so we do have we're gonna have some glaciation, alpine glaciers in these areas, of course, and those would probably extend down to some extent. I was talking earlier in the stream about the Alps, where we did have alpine glaciers with equilibrium lines that were pretty far down the slope. So you had the toe of the glacier around 1,000 meters. So, you know, that's like a 3,000 meter difference. It wouldn't be out of the norm to have that. So I'm just going to save this. I will get rid of this, and we will flip over to the Illustrator file for a sec. And I will put it on screen so everyone can see it, so I'm not talking to myself about something no one else can see. So up here, for example, so this is over 4,000 meters, these white areas. And then we have 1,000 meters down here. So you could have ice starting here and going down this ridge to here. So we could, hypothetically, have a bunch of this area covered in ice. And then if we did that, then we would go back and change the isotherms again and make them more clumped up than they otherwise would be. The same thing up here. You know, I think it's quite reasonable. If there's ice here, it could go pretty far down. But that's depending on what you want to do, right? Like, do you... Like, the ice from these glaciers could definitely go down to here, like flow down. You could have it flowing down here, flowing down there, flowing down some of these. I mean, you don't have to have it going down to 1,000 meters. You could have it going down to 2,000 meters, you know, kind of ending at these areas. You know, it depends on what you'd like to do. We also have to figure out how much. We're also going to do precipitation as we're doing our climates. So we'll see how far we get with that. But like areas where there's a lot of precipitation, like the Alps receive a decent amount of precipitation, especially a century ago. And it was cooler. So they were able to accumulate more ice. But, you know, as temperatures get warmer, as precipitation patterns change, accumulation zones are going to shrink as, you know, as it gets warmer, at levels of elevation. But we don't really have to worry about that because we're like 13.5, right?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be out of the question in this area, which is around 50 degrees latitude, to have glaciation. The glaciation up here is probably going to be in this area. We would have glaciation in this area as well, I believe. So we can include ice in there. This whole basin could be filled with ice. That does make sense. There's probably going to be glaciers up here.
Oh, yeah.
The coast is probably going to be like a tundra, but all in here is going, and on the northern side is all going to be a glacier. Easy. You could have groups of people who like hang out on this island in the summer, or this area on the summer, and then in the winter they kind of paddle over and sorry. In the winter they live over here. On the summer they may paddle over here and like fish and do whatever, right? Or there could be people who live on the southern coast all year round, and in the winter they like live in igloos. Or they, that would essentially be what you'd kind of want to do. This river, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd have a river. There'd probably be like little rivers here during the summer just because of the melting ice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you'd have a river over here. And I don't know if you'd have a river over here either, to be quite frank. Because this would just be cold.
This is why I'm glad that we're doing this, to kind of like imbue a lot more of the realism in.
Well, you've got what looks, you've got a body of water over there. All right. We have
Void Lake.
Void Lake.
Void Lake.
We'll probably, you'll have some ice, up in this area. These places will probably be pretty well glaciated. Thinking about the islands kind of like north of Eurasia, right? They're glaciated all year round, even though they're at sea level. I'm not sure what we'd want to do in here. I mean,
would
you could
people
make
be able to live on them?
Live on this island?
On the cluster at the top there.
There?
Yeah.
I mean, probably not.
Okay.
It's probably going to be cold there all year round. I mean, we can. I can open up the Photoshop file again, but let me see. In the summer, it is between 0 and 6 degrees.
Okay.
And then in the winter, it is frigid. So again, like people could live there, but -24 at sea level.
Okay.
So it would probably be, you'd have ET on these areas, and then you would have a glacier on both of these points here. I mean, the glacier may extend to the coast in some places.
Okay.
But like you could have people doing stuff in the summer and then moving south, or you could again have them have some sort of situation to live in the whatchamacallit, like living there, like again igloos or something. But like the people usually don't live in this kind of area all year round.
Yeah.
Like,
it's called the Rat Island.
The Rat
and
Island.
It was, yes.
Oh, I guess there's a little tail.
Yeah. And we have one of the languages that one of our friends made for one of our challenges is supposed to be on Rat Island. But it could be that they summer in Rat Island and then they migrate south in the winter.
Yes. But like if we think of places like, I don't know, like an equivalent place would be like Spitsbergen, like Svalbard, I guess.
Yeah.
Or there's another one that's kind of curvy, that is above Russia.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, like, but those places, historically, people have not lived there.
Sure. Yeah.
Or if they have lived there, they have not lived there all year round.
Mm-hmm.
I
Novaya Zemlya?
Huh?
Is it Novaya Zemlya that you're thinking of?
I'm not sure. Let me
Maybe
check real
what
quick.
I'm thinking of now. I'm curious. Who is she though? Who is she?
Who is she?
It's just
Novaya Zemlya does sound like a direct name.
Yeah. That's who I'm thinking of.
Come on, Google Maps.
Or Severny.
Yes, that is what I'm thinking of. Like, you know, people don't usually, historically, people don't usually live in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just not very conducive.
Oof.
And I don't believe there was any historical settlement there.
No. Although there's a
No.
population
I do.
Nenets.
Yeah, I do think there were some people in Novaya Zemlya. I don't think there are any people at Slavbard. Yes, Slavbard didn't have people living on it, but there was an indigenous population on Novaya Zemlya. Okay. But like, again, like they're not going to necessarily be staying there in the winter. They may like come back to the mainland and hang out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we'd want to think about, because it does get very cold. And there are innovations that people can have to survive those cold temperatures. Like, you know, they could have homes below ground. Permafrost makes that kind of difficult to do in some cases, but there are ways to like dig down, and then, you know, that'll keep you warm in the winter. This is why like igloos and stuff like that are such cool innovations. People could, you know, have boats and like migrate to and from the island and stuff like that. So like there are possibilities there. But like if we look, for example, at this island, I don't know if along here is a reasonable place for folks to inhabit, because during the summer, what is it looking like during the summer? Yeah, it's close to 0 during the summer, like 1 or 2 degrees. Again, like you could figure it out, but and it is more habitable up here along this northern coast than it is on this island.
Yeah,
because of that cold current of frigid water that comes down. I mean, if I don't know, if when you're designing future continents, if your northern or if your poleward side doesn't have that much continentality or is further south, then you'll probably have more stuff going on. It'll be more like a Patagonia than, you know, a Arctic archipelago. And like people did live in the Arctic archipelago, though, you know, there are seasonal patterns as to, you know, when they went to certain islands and those sorts of things. And of course, like the innovation of like igloos and stuff like that really helped out there. So, and I don't think the Nanets had igloos. Did the Nanets have igloos? That's a good question.
Cannot tell you.
Oh, they had they had tents. They had like hide tents, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's tundra nets. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a language.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, if you're
On the
Yeah.
Nganasan page, they show snow goggles that look really close to the ones that you see the Inuit using.
Oh, okay.
So there is some like circumpolar commonalities that do present themselves. I think it was that originally that the coast was I think it was supposed to be about 60 degrees to begin with, and I think it's moved up, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that change has made it a lot harder for them to be on that island. But we can move Mouse Island onto one of the ones on the coast with the warm current.
Oh, cool. Tundra Chionian. Great. Chionian. Tundra Chionian speakers are loosely based on Nets and Sami, though the language is more Greenlandic. Oh, cool. Well, that would definitely fit in with something up here. But yeah, it has, I guess when you moved it north, it definitely changed the,
Yeah.
yeah. And like
Yeah, at
this,
60 degrees, they could have had more going on.
these islands off here, these islands off the coast
Hmm.
are probably more, was it like Falkland or Faroe-esque probably?
Mhm.
Let's check. Nope. Ooh, they may be ETL year round as well. Yeah, they're ET. So they're negative
Mhm.
6 in the they're between the -6 and 0 isotherm in the winter, and they're between the 0 and 6 degree isotherm in the summer. So
Maybe not.
maybe not. Yeah, not a CFC area. Let's see. Yeah, they're between the 0. Yeah, so it's about 3 degrees, 4 degrees in the summer, and -3 or 4 in the winter. I don't know. You could probably like herd sheep there or something,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
very small mihirungs.
At that point, I think we're in mammal territory for sure.
I assume you'll be making a cute Copen map for the Boubaverse LHAB world. Yes, that's next week.
Yay.
That is what we'll be doing next week. And with that, I think we have had a Bouba.
We have had a Bouba.
Let's have a Bouba. We have had a Bouba.
We've had so much booba. I think, if anything, we've had maybe too much booba.
There's a lot of Bouba going on in here.
Yes.
Mm.
All right. Well, if everyone remembers to like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you had a good time, you can also leave a comment either on the video or the posts or whatnot. That really helps. If you haven't seen the new episode of the Spec Atlas, you can go over there and check that out. See some dragons, see some fae, see some plants. Next week, we will be doing the climate mapping, putting together our isotherms with the rough wind maps that we did before, and kind of laying down some rough climates to kind of work with to like give an idea of what's going on.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If you'd like to support Lands Unknown and help out the channel, then you can go over to Patreon. There's a sneak peek coming out next week for all paid members that is going to delve deeper into one of the cultures that is going to be an example for the polity chart video. And I'm definitely not going to go into that much detail in the actual video. So if you'd like to see that, then you can sign up. You can also go over and check out Jake and Miles at Let's Have a Bouba. All of their links are in the description. And recently, they did a stream with George on Conlangery and a bunch of other folks about the Conlang relay. Is there anything else that you would like to shout out?
I don't know. My friends, my family, Greta Thunberg. I think that's all.
Yeah, I got nothing in my works.
Nothing in your works. All right. I'm sure Jake is doing a bunch of streams, so you can go see all the streams Jake's doing.
I've got so much to do.
Shout out to my sleep.
Woo.
But yeah, next week we will do the climate, and then the week after that, I will probably export it to a whatchamacallit. Or I may I'm just thinking I may export it to Procreate and then just do the climates in the map that Nikolai the projection that Nikolai suggested.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll probably do that next week. Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming to beautiful, neat streaming life is what Mateus said. All right, well, thank you everyone for coming to Lands Unknown Live, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye, folks.
Bye.